And there's another case too that nobody talked about. That's also from Florida. This guy Corey Jones. This is another guy who was shot by a police officer, and the police officer actually messed with the murder scene and called 911 after he shot Corey Jones. And,
I don't know about this.
Oh, I'll play you the 911 call. It's been going on here for a while, and it finally came to he finally is going to be indicted. I mean, it took forever. Forever, but this kid Corey Jones was shot by this cop called Newman Raja, and Newman Raja, after he killed this kid, called 911 and said, send all the unit. The kid was already dead. Okay, and he's going, send all the units. I got an active shooter. He's fleeing, and none of that ever happened. And right, yeah. So it's.
See. So I think a lot of what is going on with people is that we don't have one thing happening at a time, right?
No, I know.
We're not trying just to deal with police brutality, right? Police murders, the justice system that allows police to get off. We're not just dealing with a white boy at Stanford who is caught in the act of raping a young woman by two people who serves 3 months because he shouldn't suffer for 20 minutes of action, right? We're not just dealing with those kinds of things. We're dealing with those kinds of things, and now we're trying to play catch up. So white people who've never, or people who've never been in situations of oppression now are seeing all of this. They don't quite know what to do with it, so they're kind of falling back on what we've been taught about all this stuff all along, which is not working. And so we're trying to deal with that. We're trying to educate white people. We're trying to educate oppressed people, etc. And it's all happening at the same time. And then now we've got this crazy ass presidential election. We've got all these seats opened up in Congress. So we're dealing with a whole bunch of stuff all at one time. And, I tell you what, on some days it's really overwhelming.
Yeah, it is. You're right. I mean, it is overwhelming. And it either moves you to hide, and recoil in your bed, or it moves you to do something. And so that's why, I started seeing all this. I was like, okay, time to go back to work, because I was watching none of these stories were on the TV, none of them, and then all of a sudden people start, it reminded me a lot of the Civil Rights Act days. I was only a little girl, but I remember, even on the little black and white TV, I remember my mother crying when she finally saw the video of people in Alabama being beaten on the bridge, and the dogs and the hoses. All of a sudden, white people had to come to grips with what was really happening, because nobody thought it was. Nobody believed it was. Yeah, we knew a couple of civil rights workers were young Jewish college boys that got killed in Mississippi, but we wrote off the whole state of Mississippi long ago. And we said, well, Mississippi, they're racist, blah, 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 stay out of Mississippi. But then all of a sudden it was happening everywhere. And so that's why especially the Jewish community said, all right, we got to do something, because I can't believe that they're sicking dogs on human beings, and I can't believe they're hosing, and I can't believe little black girls are being blown up in their church. And now it's all repeating itself, except this time on Facebook and Twitter. And so, and 911 calls, and you get to hear it now. So, yeah.
Which I actually think helps people. It traumatizes you. Yeah. There's no question about it. But I think it also helps people to understand that, okay, we all have to be involved in this if we want to make some sort of change.
Yeah, I know.
But I never.
But what kills me, it kills me that I'm listening to Donald Trump call himself the change candidate. He's the change we need. And I'm thinking there is nothing changey about him. He is a repeat. He's a stale old remake of Barry Goldwater, Richard Nixon, George W. I mean, Herbert Walker wasn't that bad when you consider these guys.
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, he was like mealy-mouthed, next to this.
Well, he's Donald Trump is not even as good a racist as some of those other people that you mentioned,
Yeah.